When, how, and why did Vegeta canonically unlock Super Saiyan 3 for the first time before Dragon Ball Daima? I'll give you all of the information in this video, so definitely check it out all the way till the end because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about in regards to Super Saiyan 3. This is one of the most surprising turn of events in Dragon Ball Daima episode 12, where Vegeta reveals his true power and showcases Super Saiyan 3 to defeat Tamagami number 2 and win the Dragon Ball during the Demon World adventure with Goku and Piccolo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2024, maybe 2025 if you're watching this a few days after this release, and Vegeta is finally Super Saiyan 3, and it's canonical to the story of Dragon Ball, not just like Raging Blast, but in the actual story itself. Insane times. Now, during the fight between Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta and Tamagami 2, never uses his magic to give Tamagami a boost in power, and he overwhelms Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, causing the Saiyan Prince to focus and unleash his sleep-in Super Saiyan 3 power. Where Tamagami was able to easily best Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, he could no longer detect a Super Saiyan 3's movements, leading to an easy victory by Vegeta. What's interesting about Vegeta's performance is that after a few minutes of fighting, Vegeta was casually sustaining Super Saiyan 3. He wasn't out of breath in any way, he was fighting with his arms folded, giving a nod to Vegito. This fight was easy. Super Saiyan 3 was easy for him. It didn't appear to affect Vegeta's stamina or take any physical toll on him. Like, it was very stable. He even refused a revive bug after the fight, yes, out of preference of simply not eating insects, but it's not like he was craving an emergency stamina recovery item either. Vegeta was fine after using Super Saiyan 3. This means the form has either been practiced for a while between the Buu Saga and Daima, or Vegeta is truly a prodigy and has higher potential than Goku when it comes to utilizing forms. Or both. It's no surprise considering he was born with a higher battle power than Goku to begin with, and Super Saiyan 3 is all about the raw capabilities of a fighter. Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 is visually different to Goku and Gotenks's as well, not simply because Daima has a different visual art style than Z, but because Vegeta's hair stands higher, spikier, almost like a giant golden version of Beast Gohan's hair, rather than the old school look, the long hair down the back. I thought maybe it's because of the aura lift in it, but no, the hair keeps in the uplifted position constant in Daima episode 12, giving Vegeta his own unique look with Super Saiyan 3, which I think is awesome. Now, in Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta doesn't exactly say he can't go Super Saiyan 3 at any time. At least I don't think so, but simply laughs it off during a conversation with Trunks, because during that point he has God and Blue under his belt, because why would you ever use Super Saiyan 3 when you have God and Blue and can use them and they're stable? Now, Vegeta has been able to go Super Saiyan 1, 2, God, Blue, the same as Goku, so there's no valid explanation as to why he doesn't have the potential to wield Super Saiyan 3 despite being astronomically stronger in Daima than he is in the Buu Saga, and way stronger in Dragon Ball Super. Now, Super Saiyan 3 is simply a turbocharged Super Saiyan 2. It still follows the golden hair power-up, so it's all about just raw power-ups, and Vegeta is more than capable of that straightforward power-up method. It's clear Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 was the combat preference for warm-ups and anything pre-God, and that could simply mean he's found a way to elevate Super Saiyan 2 using the buried power deep within without becoming Super Saiyan 3 visually. Basically what Trunks does in Dragon Ball Super, and also Vegeta does it in the End of Z DLC against Goku. It's a similar concept, so it's not like Vegeta doesn't have what it takes as a character to go Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Super. It's basically an irrelevant form at that point compared to the stronger God variants, and I do love Super Saiyan 3, even more than Super Saiyan 4, so it's sad to see it go in Super after the pummeling by Beerus, but it's also really cool to see it come back in Daima, and even small moments in the Tournament of Power, which looked really cool visually, and Daima brought back just how badass it actually was back in Z. So when exactly did Vegeta tap into Super Saiyan 3 before Daima? Because obviously Vegeta wields 3 like it's already been tested previously, it's no surprise to him. Well, Dragon Ball Daima takes place in age 775, which is 1 year after the end of the Buu Saga in Dragon Ball Z and 3 years before Dragon Ball Super. This is confirmed in the first episode of Daima, where the group celebrates Trunks' 9th birthday. This means Vegeta unlocks Super Saiyan 3 within 1 year after seeing Goku use it in the Buu Saga. During the Majin Buu Saga, Goku demonstrated Super Saiyan 3 in front of Buu and admitted he had barely tested it out. We find out that it was a form in which he first obtained in the Otherworld. It's safe to say Goku discovered Super Saiyan 3 in the last year of his training in Otherworld, because if Otherworld gives a fighter a lot of stamina and conditioning buffs, there's no reason Goku wouldn't have spammed the hell out of it during his training, just to see how far he can go. So transforming against Buu, it was still relatively new for him. But what about Vegeta in the Buu Saga? Did he have what it took to become Super Saiyan 3? We learn Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 power before the Majin Boost clears the Cell Saga, as that was his training goal during his 7 years of training, to surpass the levels of Cell and Gohan. Kakarot was no longer his goal, he was dead. He even directly challenged Gohan during the 25th tournament announcement, making it clear he's the strongest now, even confident that his base form could solo the tournament, which included a Super Namekian Piccolo. But after the Majin boost, his Super Saiyan 2 power rose to Goku's level of Super Saiyan 2, and despite them being equal in their fight, he still didn't have the capability to transform into Super Saiyan 3 at that point in the Buu Saga. And why is that? It couldn't be due to his strength levels in the Buu Saga overall, as he was the same as Goku in base form and Super Saiyan 2, so it's what I like to call extra juice in the tank, that Goku found a way to tap into those secret reserves of a Saiyan body, where Vegeta couldn't find a way, a method to unlock his tank during the Buu Saga, but definitely had it deep down. There's a ton of evidence that Vegeta has far more potential than what he showed during the Buu Saga, and that power is shown in Battle of Gods when Bulma gets hit by Beerus. Vegeta in just Super Saiyan 2 surpasses Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and they've both been training ever since the Buu Saga, so it's mostly about a trigger after the mind, body, and spirit are working in synergy to draw out further power. Goku already had a head start tapping into Super Saiyan 3. In the anime, he even showed it to Goten and Trunks, which helped them transform into Super Saiyan 3 as a fusion. Now, from a visual aid, Goten and Trunks learned Super Saiyan 3, but their raw potential is so much higher than Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan that their whole character is being able to elevate their power extremely fast compared to others, so it's no doubt they had the body to do it as Gotenks, but seeing Goku do it from a technical standpoint, a visual standpoint, help them know how to. Of course, the manga doesn't have that demonstration, but Vegeta did learn of Super Saiyan 3 in the other world, or Yama's check-in station, but was still unable to transform into Super Saiyan 3 during the fight with Kid Buu, because if he could have, he definitely would have. He only witnessed it from the other realm. This means Vegeta didn't or couldn't simply learn it visually like Goten and Trunks, and he would have to put his mind and body into training to learn it. There's also the argument that after the Vegito fusion, Vegeta would have knowledge of Goku's abilities since they did become one and did share the same experience as Vegeta, who had the brain and knew everything of Goku and Vegeta together, including Super Saiyan 3. Also, it's not a dream state in fusion as some like the headcanon, as Goten and Trunks knew everything they did precisely with a time limit in the fusion and planned everything before going back into the fusion. They are fully aware in fusion, and maybe there's some sort of unspoken warrior rule where Vegeta wouldn't even think to use Goku's Kamehameha after separating him, but if he did somehow take aboard Goku's combat knowledge and use of techniques, that would include how to become a Super Saiyan 3. Of course, marketing would never allow Vegeta to use a Kamehameha or instant transmission constantly like Goku in the story, unless it's a one-off in Dragon Ball Super, which was fine by the way. Goku has Ultra Instinct, Vegeta has Ultra Ego, different pathways of power. It's cool to have differences. You know, everyone has a unique style. We could break Dragon Ball using theories like this, but if he did understand how to do it in the Buu Saga, he still couldn't do it, not because he was weaker, but because he needed more training to find out a way to tap into that extra stack of power buried within. Which means the fusion itself could have helped escalate Vegeta's knowledge of Super Saiyan 3 to train for it after the Buu Saga, because it's not like he would walk up to Goku and ask how to become Super Saiyan 3 directly. He always finds his own way to ascend with his own efforts because that's the warrior he is, and plus there's no evidence he did ask Goku how to become Super Saiyan 3, so there's that to consider as well. As far as we know, Vegeta soloed the training and became Super Saiyan 3 in 1 year or less than after the Buu Saga, proving he had the body to do it, and more some, because he held onto that form way better than Goku ever did in Dragon Ball GT. Of course, this is comparing two different series. Considering that's a Goku 15 years after the Buu Saga, both he and Vegeta admitted the child's body in GT and Daima was tough to get used to, but Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 was far more stable, making him a better body for Super Saiyan 3 in Daima than Kid Goku in GT. Even though the scaling in GT is pretty whack early on, it goes crazy, putting characters leagues above the Buu Saga, Daima Vegeta still has a better body conditioning for Super Saiyan 3 than Kid GT Goku. As for Daima Goku, we haven't seen how well he can use Super Saiyan 3 yet, so that will be interesting to see whether he can manage it as okay as Vegeta in the child body, or if Vegeta is just that damn good. But the question is, why would Vegeta unlock Super Saiyan 3 if the form has weaknesses that Vegeta knew of in the Buu Saga after Goku told him? Well, it's simple. Super Saiyan 3 was never a weakness in the Buu Saga. That's a huge misconception. It's what kept Goku and Gotenks in the fight to begin with. Without that, they'd be dead already. Who's at fault? What's at fault? Well, it's Goku and the fusion time of Gotenks. Gotenks could have beaten Super Buu if the fusion didn't wear off. Not Super Saiyan 3's fault. They simply weren't strong enough to handle 3 for that level for the full duration of fusion. It's their fault they gambled their own fusion time for Super Saiyan 3 in order to stay alive in the fight. Same with Goku. Don't blame Super Saiyan 3. Blame Goku's weak ass body for not being able to handle that power in the Buu Saga. It's easier to handle later on, like when Goku fought Baby for the second time. He had his tail back, it was stabilized. Goku got used to his kid body even more, but it was far too early in the Buu Saga for Goku's body. And let's be honest, he did try not to use that form whenever he could because he knew how much it would cost him. But when you've got a regen hack like Buu, the total opposite to Goku's body during Super Saiyan 3, one's a regen hack, one's a stamina drain at that time, but you need all the power you can. So I don't really care about Super Saiyan 3 doesn't get any big win, because that's not the point. Goku was too weak to use a monstrously awesome form, that's the truth. Coming off Z, Super Saiyan 3 was always prestigious to me. I couldn't wait to use that form in Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. Good times. So why did Vegeta unlock it? Well, first of all, because he can, because he's a Saiyan, but also because he realized he was strong enough to use it at this point, closing in on Daima. Super Saiyan 3 was actually a massive advantage if you could use it, and Vegeta knew this. He acknowledged the power of Super Saiyan 3 against Kid Buu, despite Goku not being good enough for it. He overestimated Goku, not Super Saiyan 3. And at the very least, having it available as an emergency power such as against an amped Tamagami is always handy. Better to have it at the ready than not at all. Super Saiyan 3 coming off Z was the form, the badass transformation that had its own movie in Wrath of the Dragon and smoked Ultimate Gohan, getting the big win in a movie and an awesome send-off to the Z version of Super Saiyan 3. Never underestimate Z's Super Saiyan 3. I'll accept no Super Saiyan 3 bashing, only the bashing of the weak-ass body that can't use it. Don't blame the 200 kilogram bar for draining your energy at the gym after a few minutes. How about you blame yourself and get your ass stronger to use it in the first place? Now there is something cool, a little bonus here I'd like to talk about in regards to Baby Vegeta or Super Baby 2. Now of course, different continuities, we know that, but for years it was always speculated if Vegeta could go Super Saiyan 3 during the end of Z and GT, but simply chose not to because it was a stressful form or he preferred Super Saiyan 2. But as for Baby Vegeta, it's stated in the GT Perfect files, Super Baby is the final transform state of Vegeta Baby. It has two types, Strongest Form 1, where Vegeta's characteristics still remain, and Strongest Form 2, which resembles Super Saiyan 3. Now even though Daima and GT aren't linked here, I'm talking about just the Z and GT continuity, there's still the realistic possibility in story, off-screen, between Z and GT that Vegeta could go Super Saiyan 3 due to the fact that Baby's final form, excluding Uzaru, was the no-eyebrowed equivalent to Super Saiyan 3. Even the hair was a little bit different, and a bang started to come out. Because again, if Vegeta is way stronger than the Buu Saga, he should have the ability, the raw power, to use Buu Saga level Saiyan forms. Whether Baby drew it out of Vegeta through the hybrid metamorphosis of the Tuffle race, or Vegeta did have the capabilities to do it, but GT just shot themselves in the foot by never having Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3, which is a damn shame because I would dig Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in the GT fit. Just saying. But to end it on this, I want you to think about this, about Vegeta. From the end of the Cell games up until Daima, that's 8 years. At the start of those 8 years, Goku was ahead of Vegeta in the Cell games. And then in the Buu Saga, Goku was ahead with his Super Saiyan 3 power. In Daima, they are estimated to be in the same ballpark as they trained together. And Goku was surprised Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3. So he definitely underestimated Vegeta. So in that time, Vegeta not only caught up to Goku after these 8 years, continuing his own training, but he's using Super Saiyan 3 just as good, if not better than Goku, and he did it with all 8 of those training years being in Earth Realm. And Goku had 7 years training in Otherworld with all the bodily buffs to unlock Super Saiyan 3. Doesn't get hungry, doesn't get tired in Otherworld. Vegeta was far more intense in his training with a bigger disadvantage, having to rest after all his training sessions, get beat up in the gravity room. For all those years where Goku could simply keep going and going and going with King Kai and Bubbles and Gregory, Vegeta eclipsed that cheat code Otherworld training session power-up and unlocked Super Saiyan 3 not long after the Buu Saga and fought a stronger Tamagami than Goku because he's simply better than Kakarot in terms of his potential. And that's how, when, and why Vegeta unlocked Super Saiyan 3.